Okay, I just want to keep this here so I don't lose it, so I can always remember that this happened. So today, I took the kids to go play tennis, and Williams was just having a bad time. He didn't want to be there. It's a holiday. He's like, I'm supposed to just have my iPad today, and he was just having a really, really bad day. So I had a conversation with him. It's not the first time I'm having a conversation with him, but I had a long conversation with him, and I told him, and I explained to him how it's important for him to find happiness in every situation, because he kept yelling, I'll be happy if I go home. I'll be happy if I have my iPad. I'll be happy if. And if you have a child on the autism spectrum, all of them are not the same, right? So if yours is like Williams, then you're used to them being very upset or just being in a bad place sometimes, not all the time. Like their minds go to this bad, dangerous place. Not dangerous like they are dangerous, no, but like dangerous in the sense that it could lead to depression. Autistics are very, very prone to depression. They are. So, and you can't blame them, because there's so many things going on in their lives. They know that they're different. They can't do certain things that the other kids are doing. That alone in itself, will isolate you and make you feel like you're not good enough or you're less than. So I understand why they're very prone to depression. So, but I always have the talk with Williams. I tell him, how he's special, and how, and I don't mean it to say that only autistic people are special. I tell Zita she's special too, but I tell them like everybody's special in their own way. Everybody has something that makes them unique and special. But I often find myself having that conversation with Wells about finding happiness in everything, and I do comparisons with him, like when he says, oh, I don't want to clean up, and he's very upset that I asked him to clean up, and I'll be like, shouldn't you be happy that you even have hands to clean up, that kind of thing. Like some people don't even have the hands to clean up, some people, aren't you happy that we went out and we came home and there was no accidents, things like that, like finding the joy in every situation. That's something I teach my kids. And I told him, if you ever say to yourself, I'll only be happy if, then that's a problem. And I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if I'm going to post this, but if I do, I'm sorry for the snorting and everything, but it just made me cry. So, like, if you ever say to yourself, I'll only be happy if, then that's a problem. Because what if that thing never happens, right? And then even if that thing happens, then tomorrow it's a different if. I won't be happy unless this other thing happens, and you can't do that. I think that the way God created us is to find joy and happiness in every situation. Our circumstance shouldn't dictate our joy and our happiness and our fulfillment. Yes, we should strive for more or thrive for more. I don't know the word to use, but we should always find joy and happiness and contentment with whatever we have at that time, and that's the only way to be happy, really. If you're always saying, oh, I'll be happy, I won't be happy until, I won't be happy unless, there will always be something else, And so I had that conversation with him today, and when we got home, I was so burdened by it, because again, it's not the first time I've had the conversation. So I was so sad that he was still talking about, I'm not happy unless, I'm not happy. So I said to myself, okay, I will have to change the strategy today. Today, I'm going to try to, just to see what happens. I'm going to tell him, you know what, Wells? You kept screaming about your iPad. You want your iPad. You want your iPad. Today, we're going to try and exercise. We're going to try to go about today without your iPad at all, and see if you find joy and happiness in today. And if you don't, and you're miserable the whole day, then we can talk about if you liked the fact that you were miserable the whole day. We'll have a conversation about it after the end of today. But that's what's going to happen. We're going to go about today without that thing that your brain has been telling you that you need. And let's see what happens. And you guys, I was so shocked that as soon as I said that, William said, okay. I thought he was going to scream and cry like normal, like usual. And I was ready for it, because things like this, you have to be emotionally ready for it. You have to be mentally ready to deal and discipline your child who's on the autism spectrum. If it's like mine, right? Because they're all different again. But I have to be emotionally, mentally ready for it. So I was ready for it. I was ready for the meltdowns. I was ready for the tantrums for today. But Williams just walked away and said, okay. And I called him back and said, I'm like, did you hear what I said? He said, yeah, I don't need my iPad. I'll be happy. But an hour ago at the tennis court, you were screaming and wailing about, you won't be happy today unless you have your iPad. You want to go home and have your iPad. What happened? And he said, well, I'm going to find other ways to be happy, mommy. It's okay. I'll be happy. And he walked away and just started playing. And I called him back and I hugged him and I told him that makes me so happy, because I don't want him to grow into an adult who is constantly needing something to make him happy. And I understand, we strive for things. We go to school, or we look for a job, and we're looking for a job, and then when we get the job, we're happy. But you have to find happiness in the journey of whatever it is that you're seeking. Because if your happiness only comes when you get that thing, it's very dangerous. That's what really leads to depression, because sometimes that thing you're looking for delays. Sometimes it doesn't come at the time that you want it to come. And if you're just holding your breath and holding back happiness and joy, just waiting for that thing, then, you're killing yourself, you're killing your immune system. It's just not a good place for you, your mind, your body. It's not good. So it was very important for me to teach that to Williams, because I feel like Zita already knows it, because it's something I preach all the time. But Williams was having such a hard time. But today, I think it clicked. I can't believe this video is 7+ minutes. I was just going to talk for like a minute or two, I thought in my head. But yeah, I wanted to save this here, and I don't think I'm going to post it. But if I do, I really, really wanted to save it. I was going to write it down, but I'm not really a journal person. I'm not a diary person. I have a few things written down, but I don't really remember, and I don't even remember where I wrote it. So I like to document things just so I can look back and just be grateful for, how far we've come. So that's why I'm putting this down here, and I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful. And if any of you is still going through this, and I'm trying to whisper because I don't want the kids to hear me, but they're playing. They don't even care if you probably hear them playing. But if any of you is going through this with your loved ones, I pray that you get wisdom to know how to tackle it. I pray that you get wisdom and patience to be able to teach the right way. Or if you are going through it, as an adult, I pray that you get wisdom to know the right mindset to have, and to realize that every thought that comes to your mind isn't meant to stay there. Okay? Just because the thought came to your mind doesn't mean that it's your thought. Sometimes bad thoughts just come into our minds. Doesn't mean that they have to stay there. It's okay to just tell the thought that, no, you're not supposed to be here, and replace it with something else. So here's to a new year. I love it. This is like the best New Year present for me. Seriously. 2025 is going to be awesome for all of us. For all of us. Thank you so much if you listened to this point. And that's if I posted it. Bye. God bless you guys. Bye.